Coffee stain badge on a lanyard string. Hotel ballroom, buzzing, fluorescent wings. Name tags, crooked inside jokes. We live on acronyms and conference notes. Late night panels, early flights, still swapping war stories under dim lights. If the world goes sideways, who they gonna call? The weirdos taking roll in the expo hall. I am talks tonight. Yeah, we laugh so we don't lose our minds. Blue skies days to the worst headline. We're the ones still on the run. I am talks tonight.
Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are at this fine morning. And I'm super excited because, well, first of all, if you see my t-shirt here, the t-shirt I'm wearing, I am CSULB. I was at an event last night. I had the honor to be able to speak at the first annual IAEM student chapter at Cal State Long Beach symposium. We had some really great speakers, some leaders here in Southern California, emergency management, that were able to talk to the students of emergency management at Cal State Long Beach and have a wonderful evening. It was great. And Ethan, and I'm gonna butcher your name. I'm so sorry. It's Santera Sopica, right? Santera Sopica. I hope so, Ethan. If not, I apologize. Please forgive me. He is the president of the student chapter, and he put on him and his team, his leadership team. They put a great program on yesterday. It was awesome to be able to network and talk with the students of emergency management, and I look forward to seeing more work coming out of that group from Cal State Long Beach. And I really think they could be a model for what our student chapters can look like. So congratulations, Ethan, and your team. So happy to have been invited and honored to be part of the inaugural symposium. Well, what's going on here at IAEM? Some exciting things. So we're doing IAEM is digital transformation and for future emergency management or future member management. Can't speak English this morning. For future member engagement, right? And that's a mouthful to say. But what the deal here is we are updating. Finally, we're updating and upgrading our website. It's awesome. We're going to be being able to have better member engagement there. I think it's exciting. So we're entering a new chapter focused on connection, accessibility, and professional engagement. And we're going to see growth in those areas. So it's more than just a technological upgrade. It's an investment in the future of emergency management as a profession. It's in the future of IAEM, and really being so we can still be that leading voice in emergency management. So as a strong professional organization, it's going to require strong communication into systems, and we're looking at how to modernize this and so we can reach our members. And at the end of the day, it's truly about member engagement, how we can hear from our members and really support all of us who are members of this organization. And remember, IAEM is a member-led organization, which is awesome. I'm proud and happy to be part of that leadership right now. And you all have to be proud about being part of this organization. And this is why we want to have this. So as we increasingly have a global and interconnected world in this fast-moving place, we need to have our members to have an easier place where they can access information about what we're doing as IAEM. And you guys not only should have that access, but you deserve and have the right to all that information that's out there. We're going to increase training. We're going to increase online events and connectivity throughout IAEM USA. We're going to have a better digital infrastructure that creates a stronger collaborative access across the regions for the councils, the caucuses, the chapters, the student chapters, and the committees, and be able to not only just connect with each other, but also highlight and show our work effortlessly and seamlessly. And this effort supports IAEM's mission to advance the profession and serve its members more effectively. So in addition, it's going to have a unified database that's going to improve overall membership experience with the website. And members will have a streamlined access to renewals, certifications, event registration, and other resources. And it also is going to reduce that administrative friction that allows members to focus on more engagement and also professional development. And it creates opportunity for better communication and more personalization for member support. And it helps IAM, helps the organization understand the needs of the members better as well. So I'm really super excited about this. And so we're gonna have the redesigned website. I've got to see some previews on it. It's beautiful. The color scheme is great. It's visually stunning, and it's really also improved with navigation usability, not just the looks. And it's going to be easier access with the conferences, webinars, like I said, certifications earlier, any policy updates that happen throughout the organization, and additional resources. And this modern design reflects the professionalism and the growth of emergency management in general, and also the association. And it better organizes, so it means that the members can really get into it better. And I know this is something that a lot of members have been calling for a few years now. And the work that the staff has done putting this together has been second to none. And I'm really excited. I can't wait for this to go live. I know there's been some social media posts on there. Lexi and the team on the social media side have been doing a great job keeping everybody informed of what's happening, but we're getting close. This is why I'm excited to announce this. We're also going to have an online community platform. So we use IAM Connect. It will be connected as well. And what is IAM Connect? And if you have not used IAM Connect, it's truly a place where you can look for connection between your interest in emergency management. Mentors are in there, and mentees that are looking for mentors can find people in there that really help promote emergency management professionalism, learn from each other there, and have a good conversation. It's also a place where we can ask questions to staff and to leadership there and get them answered. Yes, we can also connect on LinkedIn, but this is more of our space. This is a space that's really dedicated, and the information that we're sharing there and that is being discussed there doesn't get lost in the noise of like, say, LinkedIn or Facebook. It's really there for IAM members. It's a membership benefit there for conversation. And that also encourages like some cross-disciplinary communication and collaboration. And I'm excited, to be able to make that enhanced with this new website. So what does this do? This transform strengthens IAM's ability to serve as a leading voice in emergency management, as we're putting up resources for, and we'll get into this here in a second, but as we put more resources on there for doing sorry about that, just lost my train of thought. As we put more resources up there for doing our outreach programs, especially in August when we do our advocacy month for emergency management, that goes there as well. So you can find this information and you're not alone, right? And as I said before, as emergency managers, sometimes we're a shop of one. And it's great to be able to have this community where we can talk about what we're doing, share best practices, and show those resources for you to be able to speak to elected officials and to the community as a whole about what we do as IAM and as emergency managers. So what's going on here? So professional associations must evolve alongside the profession that we represent, and IAM is doing this with a willingness to innovate and invest in the future. And it's truly an investment. And this technology does not replace face-to-face relationships. This is why we have the things like the symposium that CSU Long Beach put on last night, and also our conferences that happen every November, and other connectivity that we have. And this, I think, our website now will be able to enhance those relationship buildings. Now, speaking of relationships, as we come into our June and July and August, the summer months here, we have an opportunity to really shape what is happening in the dialogue of emergency management. We've all saw, or at least we should have all seen, what happened yesterday with the FEMA Review Council, and that is out. So we're looking at that closely and seeing how that impacts emergency management in the field as total. Well, what does that do? This is now some talking points for us to be able to have conversations with elected officials, with the members of Congress for your district where you work or where you live, and move this into the National Emergency Management Advocacy Month of August. And emergency managers, well, we are always saying we work quietly behind the scenes, right? That we're not out in front necessarily. Well, this is our time to get out in front of our constituents and also our elected officials. This advocacy is not partisan; it's 100% professional. And what does this mean? Advocacy means educating decision makers and the public about preparedness, about mitigation, about resilience, right? When we take that into September. But advocacy here is about emergency management, what we do, who are we? As we all know, everybody, like we said this millions of times, when I talk to the public, a lot of times when they go, what is emergency management? And you go through this whole rigmarole of what we do for the community. And at the end of the day, they go, oh, you're like FEMA. And I go, yes, we're like FEMA, but for the locals. We are one of the only professions where the federal partner is more well known than the local agencies. That means, like, they know fire, they know police, right? When you go, I'm a police officer, they don't go, oh, you're like the FBI for the local government. No, they know what you do as a police officer. So as this is the advocacy month, really matters because it allows us to be having these conversations with under 1 month where it's dedicated to have those conversations with the people who we serve and the people who we work for as our elected officials, to know what we do and how well we do it. And August provides you this opportunity with elevated professional awareness at the national level while also engaging at the local level. So if emergency management is not at the table during these discussions, finding decisions and community planning conversations, the profession is, well, it could be a little overlooked. And I'll tell you, and this is just my opinion, it's not the opinion of IAEM, this is just my opinion right now. When we didn't have local people on the review council, there's a reason why. And part of it is because, well, frankly, we're being overlooked. So this is why we need to, as a profession, really get behind the advocacy month and work this out. So there are some ideas for member engagement during advocacy month, right? Now, in August, the cool part about it is your elected congressmen and congresswomen are coming back home to their districts. And so if you take a look at your representatives of Congress, it's time for you to have conversations with them at their town halls. Find out where their town hall is and go speak. You don't have to speak on behalf of your organization, say, who you work for. You can also represent saying, hey, I'm an emergency manager, and just talk about who you are personally about this. Go to city council meetings during this time. And when they have, at least in California, I don't know about the rest of the nation necessarily, but you have, 3 minutes or 2 minutes, depending on where, sometimes only one, depending on where you're at. But at least you have time to speak to your city council. Take that time and have a concise message, talk about emergency management and what emergency management is. And you know what? I don't work in the jurisdiction that I live in, so I have the ability to go to my jurisdiction where I live and speak on behalf of emergency management, what it truly is during this advocacy month. And it doesn't put our emergency managers that are maybe can't speak to in front of the city council during this time. It allows us to speak and really invoke some time for them. So I encourage members to go and speak at your city council meetings, at your town halls. Go to speak to your senators who are coming back home during the recess in August, and it's the time to do so. Reach out to your local board of supervisors, to your local city council members, and have open house time and talk to your residents as well. I know that if you take a look at the Lions clubs or in the Rotary clubs and whatever other clubs that are out there, they're always looking for guest speakers. And this would be a great time to pick up the mantle and speak for our profession there. When we engage elected officials, just one last thing, remember, we always do it professionally, we always do it concise, and we always do it with the best intentions of just educating, not lobbying, not asking for supportive bills necessarily, unless you feel like you need to. But in this case here, it's just educating what emergency management is, how important we are to the fabric of what we do, and have that conversation with them. I think that's really important. And I'm going to end this here. Advocacy is not just talking about funding. but it's about building those long-term relationships with the policymakers, right? It's not about getting in arguments with them. It's about building relationships with their staff, building relationships with the congressman and the congresswoman of your district, and encourage those elected officials to visit emergency operations centers and preparedness fairs and exercises and community events. Invite those elected officials to Preparedness Month activities in September and help them understand the complexity and the importance of the profession firsthand. I want to go into one last thing here. National Emergency Management Advocacy Month is an opportunity to elevate the profession at every level. Advocacy can happen at city halls, at county meetings, congressional town halls, classrooms, podcasts, and community events. And every emergency manager has the ability to educate, influence, and strengthen resilience and capacity in their community. And the future of emergency management depends not only on operational excellence, but on our willingness to engage the public, shape the policy conversation, and tell the story of why this profession truly matters. As always, I'm humbled and pleased to be here as part of this leadership team. I'm excited about what the future holds for the International Association of Emergency Managers. And as members, I ask you to please get involved with IAEM. Be part of a caucus or a committee, or when task force come out. Look towards the ability to get part of leadership, whether it's regionally speaking. I know that Region 9 has a team that they're trying to build up. Region 8, I know, has a team they're trying to build up. 10 other regions, I guess, realistically. But get out there and be part of it and put your voice up there and tell us how you see this profession going forward and get involved. Again, thank you so much for being part of this conversation. And as always, please stay safe and stay hydrated.
Coffee stain badge on a lanyard string. Hotel ballroom buzzing, fluorescent wings.